Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing good. Today we're going to be in chapters 17 and 18 of the book of Revelation. This is going to describe the fall of Babylon. So Babylon is described as the ultimate image of human rebellion and corruption. And these chapters are going to cover God's judgment on these systems that stand in opposition to him. And these type of systems will include spiritual, political, and economic. So chapter 17 describes Babylon's corruption, and chapter 18 will describe her sudden economic collapse and downfall. In chapter 17, John is shown a woman riding a beast. She's clothed in scarlet and purple, which are often symbols tied to luxury and royalty. She's glittering with gold and jewels, holding a golden cup in her hand filled with abominations and impurities. We're told she's drunk off of the persecuted blood of God's people. She sits on the beast, and this beast symbolizes a world empire, showing that she rides it or controls it for a time. This Babylon isn't a single city like the Tower of Babel, or even ancient Babylon in Mesopotamia. It seems to be an entire world global system in rebellion against God. And the beast seems to represent a world empire ran by the Antichrist. We're told it has 7 heads, which represent 7 mountains or 7 kings, and it has 10 horns, which are 10 kings that will rise briefly under the authority of the beast. At first, this prostitute rides the beast, but in the end, the beast turns on her and destroys her. In chapter 18, an angel announces the total collapse of Babylon. We're told that her sins stack high up to heaven, and judgment has finally came. And John hears a loud voice calling God's people to separate themselves from Babylon, not physically, but spiritually in the way that they live, because they're warned if they're tied to her worldly values, they'll be entangled in her downfall. We have 3 groups that mourn over her destruction: the kings of the earth because they committed sexual immorality with her, the merchants because of her economy, and all the shipmakers and sailors and captains because all their trade routes and their shipping are gone. But while the earth mourns, heaven rejoices because judgment has finally came. God has avenged the blood of all of his people that were persecuted from her. The angel throws a mighty millstone into the sea to symbolize that her downfall is permanent. And just like that, everything she had to brag about, everything that she gained immorally and corruptly, is gone forever. So after going through these chapters, we see that these human systems built on pride and greed will fall, and that Satan's kingdom himself is divided, just like the beast turning on the woman, so it cannot stand. God also calls his people to live differently from worldly values. And at the end of all of this, justice will be done, and evil will not have the final word.